Hey loves, what if I told you that you could manifest your specific person literally within days, and it has everything to do with divine guidance? And I know I just made a video about divine guidance, but this one is going to be further elaborating on it because you don't realize how close to your specific person you actually are. And it's mind-blowing and mind-boggling, and everybody watching this video, we're done not manifesting our specific person. You're going to manifest and be with exactly who you want. It's going to be way faster than you could ever imagine. And the reason I want to bring up divine guidance again is because to keep in mind, and this is something I'll repeat in all my coaching sessions, divine guidance always works in relation to the state. So if you want to manifest your specific person, when you're in a positive state, meaning you're feeling as if you're already with them, that's when the divine guidance that takes you to your specific person kicks in. Your divine guidance is just trying to reiterate and create whatever state you feel you are in right now. So that also works in the negative, meaning when you're feeling down, when you're feeling sad, divine guidance is to support that state as well, because your reality and assumption, your subconscious does not care if you call yourself rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy, single or in a relationship. It's going to eternally reward you with what you are conscious of being. And so most people think and wonder, okay, well, how do I manifest my specific person? Where is this divine guidance? But remember, if we're not in the state of it, we're not going to be able to see it. And you can think or imagine this very simply with the concept of someone who might be really happy and someone else who might be very depressed. If you take the depressed person or found someone who feels and acts and is in a depressed state, because everything is just a state, you have the ability to change all the time whenever you want. If you look at someone who's in a depressed state and ask them, what are they divinely guided to do? What would your answer be? And the answer they would want to sleep in all day. They would want to ignore their friends. They would want to talk negative about themselves, right? All of the guidance, the divine guidance, the feelings and assumptions they would have would recreate that state. But then if you take a look at the person in the happy, positive relationship, the same thing is occurring, but in the positive. What would a happy or abundant person feel obligated or divinely guided to do? And you would say they would want to go out. They would want to act on their hobbies. They would want to talk to their friends. They would want to smile, right? They would be guided to do all of those things. So when people mention manifestation feeling or being hard, it's specifically because we're trying to act or take action from a state that doesn't align with what we want. And I know from the beginning when we're in a depressed state, so the depressed individual has a really hard time thinking or imagining what the happy person would do and vice versa. But we never have to worry about the how. But if you must, and you're like, I need to know how it's going to happen, again, you don't have to worry about it because your reality is going to give it to you in a way that you might not have even thought of because it's so abundant. That's how quickly you can manifest as long as we take our mind off of the how. But you can think of the how as being the act of moving towards some sort of object that's in the distance. The closer you get to it, the easier it will be to understand how it's going to happen. But before that point, it might be blurry, and you have to keep within your imagination your goal in order to keep you moving forward. And whether we want to think about this or not, this is something that happens in every area of our life. Everything you've ever accomplished, everything is manifestation. So the same is with your specific person. And the crazy thing is, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the whole video, you're just days away from this outcome if we get into that state, right? The state and the abundant outcome always aligns with what we feel we are being conscious of. And so if you want to manifest in days, all you got to do is act as someone who has already manifested their specific person, or at the very minimum, act as someone who manifests and gets what they want within days. Literally, that's all we have to do. And there's actually a way that you can think of being in the state or not. And it's really, really easy. So if you think you are living in a reality of abundance, anytime you feel there's so much abundance around me, there's so many paths to where I want to go, I can do anything, there's an unlimited amount for everyone, then we are in the end state. So it's really easy, and this is just a quick little mindset trick to know, am I in the state or not? If you're feeling abundant, you are in the end state. thinking and acting and feeling as the individual who already has everything you want. But the same thing is in the opposite. If you are feeling a mindset of scarcity, so you feel it's going to take a long time to manifest, there's not enough to go around, whatever your manifestation is, especially with our specific person, time kind of has a relationship with this. If you feel like it's going to take a long time, we're going to be in a scarcity mindset, and that relates perfectly to not being in our end state, okay? So it's the easiest and quickest way to keep on this path towards your manifestation and to think or understand, okay, am I actually doing it right? Because you're always manifesting, so you can't do it right. You're always being conscious of something, and that's creating. But if you're unsure, if you're being conscious of the correct thing in order to create the outcome you want, that would be the quickest and easiest way to do it. Think from a state, am I abundant or am I scarce? That's going to be the easiest way to do it. But remember, and this is something that is absolutely crazy to anyone not in the state, but you're going to understand this really quickly when you get in there. When you're in the state, that's the only time you're guided to do anything. And every single state that you're in is always going to support it at some point or another. So if it feels like manifestation is hard, you just have to ask yourself, what am I doing? Or if you have this sense of doing something, so acting something out, I want you to ask yourself, am I coming from the state or not? And if you're in the state, so again, you're feeling like a state of abundance, you are definitely in the state, and you are on the quickest path to manifesting your specific person, literally days. Days is even too long for what your subconscious mind can do. But if not, so we would act on that action if that's what we are feeling. But in the opposite, if we weren't feeling that way, we were feeling scarce, worried, in a less positive state, refuse that action, whatever it is. And two, so just another quick example, the last thing I want to say today is, yes, you can manifest in days or even sooner. And anytime you fall out of this mindset, I want you to ask yourself a very simple question, okay? And this is actually what I should have titled the whole video. But if you ask yourself, I can't manifest in days, it's impossible, they're not going to do it, right? Let's say you ever get into that mindset, because sometimes we're going to feel that way. Or we might be like, I know I can, but I don't know how. If you think about any time you deny some power like that, you deny something like that in your reality, what you're really saying is you're not saying I can't do it, right? You're not saying that you yourself have the inability to do that, because truly this power that you have within you is coming from your higher self, right? Is coming from God. So in that case, if you think about it, whenever you have this thought that I can't manifest in days, I can't manifest in a week, I can't have my specific person text me right here and right now, what you're really saying is that God can't bring that to me in a week. God can't bring that to me in a day. God can't have my specific person text me. But we know that that's not true, and that would be absolutely insane to say. Your higher self, your God state, can do absolutely anything. Literally, there is no limit to the power that it can produce. So when you say that, remember, if you say or think I can't do it, what you're really saying is you don't think God can do it, and we know immediately that that's not the case. And then so it makes the thought process of manifesting what you want come so much easier, so much faster, so much quicker, because again, God can do that right now. There's no limit to what he can do, right? So if you are thinking it can't happen right now, literally think again. And if you are still doubting it, or you ever find yourself doubting it, jump back to that mindset. That's what I do whenever I'm feeling doubtful or worried or anxiety. I'm just thinking, well, God can do it. My higher self can immediately do this. My higher self has already done this an infinite amount of times. So the fact that I'm even worrying about it is absolutely outrageous. And so if you know that for sure, if you know that you have the ability to create and manifest, even if it doesn't seem that way, leave a thumbs up on this video, because it's really going to set that intention and create that outcome. If you did have any questions at all on this video, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. If you did want to reach me personally and send me a personal question, head over to KyleAugustCoaching.com. But again, remember, that's the easiest trick that you could ever do, and it's going to keep you in that divine guidance, which supports the state, and it's going to make everything literally an infinite amount easier. And so yes, again, I'll say this, I'll remind you of this every single day for the rest of time until you're with your specific person. You can manifest right now. It may not seem like it right now, because again, divine guidance in the state always reinforces what we're conscious of, but you absolutely can. So make sure to, as well, keep me updated on all your successes in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by today, and I can't wait to see you in my next video tomorrow.